So here we go. Let's start again, okay? 12, 14, 18. Okay, so we're going to take a look at two different waves. Sine wave, which looks like this. Sine wave, boys. Cody, Cooper, we're live. So the difference between sine and cosine is sine starts at 0. And then the wave starts. Most applications are sine because most applications are you have no movement in the pond, right? And then you disrupt the pond. Okay? Cosine. Cosine starts at 1. An illustration, a real-life illustration of cosine is you have a spring. You've got it stretched, and you let it go, right? Does that make sense? Okay? Cosine would be like a spring being suspended, okay? Sine goes from 0 to 2 pi, so its period is 2 pi. Cosine goes from 0 to 2 pi, so its period is 2 pi. The amplitude is 1 to negative 1. Amplitude is 1 to negative 1. So depending on the shape of the curve, in the experiment, you either have y equals a for the amplitude, sine of b, b is the frequency, x minus h plus k, or y equals a cosine of b, x minus h plus k. Okay, now let's go ahead. Amplitude. That's the value here. Amplitude is the height of the curve. It's the height of curve. Now, if you can't figure out what the amplitude is, a lot of times you can just see it, how far up and how far down, right? If you still can't figure out what the amplitude is, the way to find the amplitude is just max minus the min divided by 2, okay? So if you can't quite figure out what the amplitude is, take the very highest value, subtract it from the very lowest value, and take the average divided by 2, okay? Now, b, which is how many curves you have in 2 pi, b, to find b, it's just going to be 2 pi divided by the curve width. Okay? So, in this case, our b would be 1. You got one curve in 2 pi, right? In our warm-up, b was 2 because we put 2 curves within the 2 pi, okay? H is a horizontal shift. Yeah. H is a horizontal shift, and of course it's the opposite way. Opposite direction, either left or right. Left or right. They call it a phase shift, but we don't need to use technical words until you see Mr. Massey in physics. Okay, it's called a phase shift. Okay, and finally, K is a vertical shift. K is a vertical shift. Okay, how much the curve is moved up or down depends on the application. You know, you might have a spring suspended 10 feet above the ground, and so your wave is 10 feet up. Okay, now, if you want to find the value of k and you can't figure out what it is, you can always find the value of k. K is equal to the minimum plus the amplitude, okay? There's one more thing we're going to talk about, and that's the frequency of a wave. And it is going to be b divided by 2 pi, and that's going to be the frequency of a wave, okay? Now, stop recording, and let's look at some waves.